I have been in this hobby for nearly 10 years, and I will admit that initially I was somewhat hesitant to test the waters of the reborn doll world. Even for myself, a lifelong doll lover, I was uncertain that this was a place I could be comfortably seated, especially in light of a growing world of intolerance. The mystique, the misunderstanding, the slings and arrows that I only imagined might one day be slung in my direction made me ambivalent, but only momentarily. I recognized there would be individuals unwilling to yield in their ignorant, fearful perhaps, but stubborn inability to open their minds to anything they do not accept. Still, I forged ahead and have never looked back with anything that even closely resembles regret. I am proud to say that I love this hobby, and yet I am saddened that as a community, we have been held to such harsh scrutiny, criticism, and downright hatred. I am fully aware that no amount of explanation will ever change the minds of those who refuse to believe that we are not crazy. The we, in this case, encompassing thousands and thousands of collectors worldwide who have embraced the beauty of this artistry, the joy, the community, and the fun. I can assure you that we are not mentally challenged simply because we've chosen to collect reborn silicone or lifelike baby dolls. Rather, allow me to assist you in setting your worried minds at ease. You, who have deemed yourselves personally responsible for repairing our troubled minds and being watchful of our tenuous financial situations. Your heartfelt worry has often been relayed to us as angry vitriol. Your brooding and agonizing are unnecessary. I can assure you that each of us within this hobby is of sound mind, and we are not one doll purchase away from needing a straitjacket. Collectively, we are individuals who have managed to raise families, maintain healthy relationships, hold down paying jobs, organize our bank accounts, pay our bills, our rent, own homes, drive cars, and survive on planet Earth for lo the many years that we have been afforded God's grace to do so. Though detractors might be quick to point out that the entire lot of us has clearly lost touch with reality, I beg to differ. Many of us, in fact most if not all of us, are keenly aware that these beautiful, lifelike artistic creations, each individually handcrafted, are absolutely not alive. If only the naysayers would be willing to admit that what we are doing is not a harmful form of delusion. If the critics, the haters, and everyone in between who stands back to judge would only take a moment and try to put the matter into perspective. Our universe, unfortunately, has more than its fair share of evil, disdain, isms of all kinds. One need only tune into the news on any given day to understand why so many of us have lost faith in humankind. War, death, destruction, illness, tyranny, unrest. Any of these is enough to make anyone want to escape, somehow, to find a place where the beauty and simplicity of life is easy to secure. Some people, many of whom are adults if you can believe it, find their escape through video games. Computerized lands of make-believe that they themselves manipulate with a host of cartoon characters, fake cities, and outrageous scenarios. Others find joy creating model airplanes or cars and crafting tiny villages for tiny people to inhabit. Grown adults have taken to coloring, a pastime once relegated to children of a certain age. There are no shortage of hobbies to ease one's mind when the rigors of real life become too much to bear. Yet, it is this hobby that bears the stigma of inappropriateness. Make it make sense. If you are one who chooses to live in fear of the reborn doll hobby, I can only express my concern for you. If these dolls frighten you, might I suggest a visit to your friendly neighborhood therapist? Perhaps there are some unresolved issues stemming from your own childhood that deserve a second look. As for us, those who have been fortunate enough to have not only found a hobby that is beautiful, calming, fun, and relaxing, we will continue to allow ourselves the freedom and flexibility to play, to admire, unwind, and take full advantage of the many facets of enjoyment that this hobby brings. To those steadfast in their uninformed bias, we will turn a blind eye and a deaf ear. We will no longer assume that any sort of news media, article, report, or editorial from outsiders can or will be willing to present this hobby without the sensationalism and without the need to stir a pot of contempt. At the end of the day, we will continue to embrace our choices and be the happy, healthy human beings that we are, and during times of trouble or difficulty, times that each of us will inevitably experience. At the very least, we have a lifeline. We have a love line here in this hobby. Thank you so much for listening. And to all, always be yourselves and always be blessed.